I'm pulled over here in this parking lot, and that's exactly what you should do if you need to send a text message or juggle some items in the car. I spoke with Carolyn O'Brien earlier today of the Nebraska State Patrol, and she said distracted driving played a role in a fatal accident outside of Cozad recently involving the death of 16-year-old Anthony Hill. Good evening, Bridget and David. I'm here in Cozad where folks are remembering 16-year-old Anthony Hill, his mother Regina Hill, and his grandfather Dennis Alexander. Nebraska State Patrol says Anthony Hill was driving the Jeep when it lost control, crossed the median, and struck an oncoming vehicle. Well, Megan and Kent, we're about to find out what bubble ball is. I'm joined now by Andrew O'Neill, the president of the Student Council of St. Pat's, who kind of got the idea and the equipment, and how'd you think of all of it? The owner of Caravan Skate Shop says the suspect used this brick and jammed it through the bottom of the door multiple times to break in. Good evening, Kent. I'm here at the Sandhills Convention Center at the Quality Inn and Suites. I've got my Husker hat on, and come March 21st, this will be the place for Husker fans.
I just got a telephone call from Heartland Security telling me there is a glass break.
Around 4 a.m. early Friday morning, Brandon Raby was alerted that his business was broken into, and when he showed up, only one thing was missing.
They knew exactly what they were looking for and took just the cash register with the money.
The owner of Caravan Skate Shop says the suspect used this brick and jammed it through the bottom of the door multiple times to break in.
Got it open, had to kick it, and he crawled in here.
The register had roughly $125 inside, and replacing the door cost nearly $430.
I just think it's pathetic. You know, it's kind of a dirty theft move to break into some little, basically a community service. You know, it's not a place that generates a lot of money, and I don't make any money on the place. I'm just here basically for the culture of skateboarding and for the kids themselves.
Raby says the video reveals some identifying marks on the suspect and believes he will be caught soon, but isn't sure if criminal punishment is the way to go.
Maybe there can be like an intervention on this kid, and maybe I can kind of help him in a different way.
Raby's shop was broken into the same way nearly a year ago, but that case is still unsolved.
Good evening, Bridget and David. I'm here in Cozad where folks are remembering 16-year-old Anthony Hill, his mother Regina Hill, and his grandfather Dennis Alexander. Nebraska State Patrol says Anthony Hill was driving the Jeep when it lost control, crossed the median, and struck an oncoming vehicle. Anthony was a sophomore here at Cozad High School. The atmosphere here is somber to say the least, but the school is helping students any way they can, making faculty and counselors available for students. Anthony was a good kid, the superintendent says, and he was about to start his first job at Burger King.
I was shocked. I was this morning when I heard, because I hadn't really heard who it was. And then when I heard the name, I was just, you know, it's always shocking when a young kid gets killed, always.
On the eve of the District G Championship tournament, hearing that two of your teammates are in jail isn't usually good news. But today, NPCC softball players Jessica Jarvis and Shelby Clark were behind bars for a class project.
We know that our coach has some ties to the jail, so we're like, oh, see if you can hook us up. And we didn't know if she could, and she surprised us, so here we are.
Are you nervous?
Yeah, I'm so nervous. It'll be okay, though. We'll be good.
It's a role reversal project for their human communication class. After being picked up on the NPCC South campus, they were taken to the Lincoln County Detention Center. Okay. Booked.
I've never had this happen. First time.
And cuffed.
It's very uncomfortable.
After processing, they got an inside look of several cells.
It smells in here.
And even what they would wear if they were a criminal.
It's not
And that's the toilet.
That is... That's where you... Oh, it's...
So there's...
It really kind of opens your eyes, and it's really different. It's nerve-wracking still.
All for the sake of getting an A, and I'm sure it'll make for some good team chatter on the bus ride to Cedar Rapids for the big tournament. In North Platte, Ethen Harrington, News 2.